Now to that brewing controversy surrounding Brian Williams. The NBC anchor has now apologized after veterans criticized him for falsely claiming that he was on a helicopter in Iraq that was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade. ABC's David Wright is here with that story. Good morning, David.
Good morning, George. This controversy threatens to tarnish the reputation of America's #1 news anchor. It's a war story Brian Williams has told time and again in various forms, but soldiers who were there say that's not how they remember it, forcing Williams to apologize.
I made a mistake in recalling the events of 12 years ago.
On NBC Nightly News Wednesday, Brian Williams corrected a story he ran last Friday night.
I want to apologize. I said I was traveling in an aircraft that was hit by RPG fire. I was instead in a following aircraft.
That story paid tribute to a soldier whose platoon, Williams claimed, saved his life at the start of the Iraq War when Williams and his team were embedded with U.S. forces. The news anchor took his old war buddy, now retired, to a New York Rangers game.
Ladies and gentlemen, during the Iraq invasion, U.S. Army Command Sergeant Major Tim Turpak was responsible for the safety of Brian Williams and his NBC News team after their Chinook helicopter was hit and crippled by enemy fire.
A heartwarming reunion spoiled after NBC posted the story to its Facebook page. "Sorry, dude, I don't remember you being on my aircraft," flight engineer Lance Reynolds wrote in the comments. "I do remember you walking up about an hour after we landed to ask me what had happened." Door gunner Mike O'Keefe even called Brian Williams a liar.
Our colleague Brian Williams is back in Kuwait City tonight after a close call in the skies over Iraq.
In 2003, Williams' initial reports were vague about whether his helicopter was hit, but his Dateline version does have this detail.
On the ground, we learned the Chinook ahead of us was almost blown out of the sky.
Over the years, however, his story has changed. On Alec Baldwin's radio show.
Did you think you would die?
Briefly, sure.
And on David Letterman.
2 of our 4 helicopters were hit by ground fire, including the one I was in.
No kidding.
RPG and AK-47.
There are now conflicting accounts from chopper pilots who claim to have flown Williams and his crew that day. The controversy has been trending on Twitter for 2 days. Hashtag Brian Williams misremembers. Late-night comedians are starting to weigh in, too.
Williams says the helicopter part was true, but it was a coin-operated helicopter outside of a Chuck E. Cheese.
NBC News has had no comment beyond Williams' on-air apology for last Friday's piece. On last night's broadcast, no mention at all of the story. Still a lot of unanswered questions out there. And we should note that Stars and Stripes magazine broke this story, picking up on comments from the NBC Facebook page. Lara?
All right, David, thank you.